Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be giving you a very brief tour of the Green Line. We're going to stop at every station, and we're going to talk about the expansions, extensions, and upgrade projects coming to the Green Line in the very near future. So, a quick history lesson on the Jack Metro. Jack Metro is the metro system spawned after the destruction of the, I guess we'll call it Catholic rail connectors on the Jack server. Funnily enough, operated not by a man named Jack, but by a man named Bryce. But the server and the metro system itself, named after our patron saint, Jack Sickles. So we're starting today at the southern terminus of the Green Line, which is, of course, Matthew Stump, the very famous, very unfinished, very ugly, very disgusting villager trading hall, where all of my villagers are dead, so we cannot get any more villagers. It's awesome. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it here. This is our first station on the Green Line. It is the southernmost terminus. It is an express station line. I'll discuss more what that means later. But you can see there's some basic signage letting you know that, oh yes, this is a Jack Metro station. Some elevators down to platform level. A very simple platform down here. Now, you'll notice these platforms have specific arrows pointing in specific directions. This because the Green Line is a dual-tracked line, which means that you are supposed to ride it in a specific direction if you would like to visit all local stops. Now, being the terminus, the next stop on our local stops direction is Tyler's Stump. However, the Green Line has recently undergone an upgrade project where, if you ride the rails in the opposing direction of which the local stops tell you to ride them. So, for the local stops to get to Tyler's Stump, we'd ride it in this direction, the northern direction. But if we'd want to ride it in the express direction, we would ride the southern bound tracks going northward. Now, we will be revisiting the express lines in a minute, but because this is a tour, we will be taking the local stops normal service pattern line first. So, to ride on any of our metro services here at the Jack Metro, it is very simple. You just pop down a minecart, hold W, and we're off. Now, funnily enough, this is the longest station-to-station tunnel in the entire system. The other longest regions that are tunneled are on the yellow line, but this is the longest station-to-station, Tyler Stump being here, Matthew Stump being to here, singular tunnel in the entire network. Now, there are other tunnels that are longer. However, some of those tunnels are multiple grade, meaning they will go from tunnel to elevated viaduct to at-grade sections, whatever it may be. Now, you'll notice this station that we're stepping in looks a little bit different. That's because this is an express skip stop. So, if you were to be riding the express service out of the southern terminus of Matthew's Stump and trying to get to the next express stop, you would skip this station. And you can see that over on the side here, there are railways, which will let you bypass the station entirely. So you will not have to pull into this station, slow down, and then re-accelerate back up to speed in order to get through this station, like you would on the local service. So, of course, we are now at Tyler's Stump, which has, funnily enough, the longest elevators on the Green Line, but not the longest elevators in the entire service. Oh, actually, wait. Yeah, longest elevators on the Green Line, but not the largest elevators in service. So, this, of course, services Tyler Grant's base, which has an incredible finished, mostly, stump, and a little camp out area over here, and of course the very popular cobblestone and tree farm. Thank you, Tyler, for providing this community service. We do appreciate it very, very much. You can see from Tyler's Stump, we get a great overview of the server. Got David's base number 1, David's base number 2, Bryce's base, Trinity Express, or Trinity Exchange, my old base, the Green Top, and several other iconic locations across the server. But let us continue onwards to the next station, Grant Island. We've now arrived at Grant Island. Grant Island is an exchange station, which means that it does support more than one service. You'll notice that if I free cam out here, we are currently on the lower platform level, but there is a higher platform level which services the red line. The red line, of course, being our orbital line, which services the majority of the inner core of our station, or of our server. Again, you'll notice glass here indicates that this is an express skipped station, but this station does have a unique custom-built exit, which goes outside of the fountain/tree in the middle of Grant Island, which formerly used to be known as Grand Peninsula, and formerly used to have a river that went through here, if I remember right. But now, since of David's river restoration project, it's now an island, so I had to redo all the signage. Thank you, David, for building the river. Thank you. Very awesome. I'm not mad. Just disappointed. Anyways, yeah, that's Grand Island. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going to Trinity Exchange. Oh, I'm a little bit sick at the moment, in case you couldn't tell, so I apologize about the quality of this video. This one take, I just don't care. Off to Trinity Exchange. Trinity Exchange, of course, famous for being underneath the Trinity Shrine and on the grounds of former Cow Island. Everybody knows about Cow Island. Everybody knows about the Trinity Shrine. I don't have to explain it any more than I already have. Everybody knows what it is. I don't have to explain what it is. It's not like it has, you know, biblical verses in 3 different languages there. No, everybody knows what Trinity Island is. Everybody knows all about it. I don't have to explain what it is. You'll notice, Trinity Exchange, no glass. This is both an express station and a local station, which means that both of our services, both the Green Express and the Green Local, both stop here. Additionally, it also services the Yellow Line, so it is quite a major exchange point if you are trying to get from station to station on our service. Yeah, so we're going to keep on heading northbound up to North Shore. North Shore, of course, being the nickname for the area around Gino's base. The localized area around the new cow patch, which is looking very sparse, actually. What the hell? And sheep patch. Yeah, Gino's base. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Everybody loves the North Shore. Alright, let's keep on heading northwards. Up to Plateau Flats. Plateau Flats, of course, being the nickname for the mostly undeveloped place just below Plateau. Of course, everybody knows Plateau as being the famous spot of Bryce's old base, Dylan's little brother's base, the top of Dylan's ugly base, and the Dick and Balls. But Plateau Flats is the area down here in the valley on the northern side of the plateau. Of course, this is mostly undeveloped. The only major development here is Angelo's unfinished house, which, of course, looks great, but is unfinished. So, as there's not a lot of development here, I don't feel a need to stick around too long, so let's keep heading northwards to Ivory Tower, which is one of the more interesting stations in the network. Ivory Tower is, of course, named Ivory Tower because there's a big tower there, and is ivory. Yeah. This will eventually be turned into a gas port. I've secured permission from Adrian, its former owner, to redevelop this lot. He has said, quote, blow it up, blow it up, blow it up, but I will not be doing that. Yeah, Ivory Tower is pretty cool as a station, because you'll notice it also has a weird connection point, which is a quote-unquote walking connection to our Yellow Line station over at Majeski Peninsula, or just Peninsula if you don't have much time. Of course, we'll not be touring the Yellow Line today, that's for a separate video. But it is cool that you can access it quite quickly from the Green Line stations. Alright, our next station on the Green Line local service going northbound is Connors Grove. Of course, everybody knows Connors Grove. Connors Grove, of course, being the nickname for the grove and base area of Connor. Now, is it his original base? No, that got blown up and replaced by the giant penis that is unfinished. Is it a finished base? No, he's still working on it. It's very new. It's one of the newest developments on the server, actually. Is it a cool base? I think it has the opportunity to be. I think it's quite cute, quite grove-like, quite aesthetic. Walking through here at a low to medium pace is very fun. Anyways, that's Connors Grove. Not a whole lot of development here yet to be shown off, but still cool nonetheless. Let's keep on heading northward up to Distant Village. Now, Distant Village was the original northern terminus of the Green Line, before the Green Line had its express service and the northern viaduct up to Yukon. However, Distant Village is an interesting station because it's sort of the go-to industrial district of the server. It is an iron farm, a village, and the future site of a villager breeder, and a couple other farms that I want to build in the near future. It's also notable for having the old viaduct tunnel here, which I have not filled back in when I was originally planning out the northern viaduct, and for being built in the middle of a dripstone cave. This was a pain. This was such a chore to build. I hated building this. It was so awful. It was the worst. Anyways, if we keep heading north to Yukon, Yukon is the new northern terminus. You'll see that we'll eventually head up this ramp here on the tunnel, and we'll exit onto the first and only elevated section on the entire network. Now this elevated section is known as the Northern Ocean Viaduct. It reaches Yukon, Yukon of course being the former new Green Line terminus and former most northern point of the server. It's notable for being Dylan's old base and for being abandoned, and nobody visits it. Why did I build this station here? Because it's kind of a connection point between Distant Village and the Stronghold, and I thought it would be cool to try and service as many areas on the server as possible. So it's here now. But yeah, kind of boring. We're now getting into the part of the tour that is unfinished. We're going to go to the unfinished portion of the server and of the Green Line. The next stop, of course, being the Stronghold. Stronghold is also going to be mostly on an elevated section, or at least the path to the Stronghold. It's mostly on an elevated viaduct, but that elevated viaduct, as well as the tunnel outside of the Yukon station, is mostly unfinished. You can see we're mostly floating through the sky here, but you can see on their big map, it is a longer section than the former northern viaduct, so yeah, forgive me for not having it finished before this recording. Anyways, this will be the new northern terminus of the Green Line. It's going to be our Stronghold station, which I have not yet built. Right now it's just a floating platform, but there will eventually be a connection down to the portal room just here. I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. So now, I've been alluding to the Express this entire ride, but basically, instead of riding on the right side of the rails, if you instead ride on the left side of the rails, you can take an Express. So we're going to take the Express back, and I'll show you exactly what those skip-stop stations look like as we go through them. So our next stop, instead of stopping at Yukon, and instead of stopping at Distant Village, and Connors Grove, and Ivory Tower, and Plateau Flats, and North Shore, is we're going to go straight to Trinity Exchange by riding the Express. Now, the Express route works by leveraging rail mechanics that allow us to divert rails, like people going in the wrong direction, off to a bypass track, and then launch them back onto the wrong side of the track, going the right direction whenever we skip a station. So you'll see as we approach Yukon Station, there will be a rail that diverts us this way, and then we'll go around the station, and there will be a rail that throws us diagonally this way so that we reconnect to this main part of the track. So you'll see it up ahead. We'll twist left here, and then there was a part back there that let us go diagonally and land back on this section of the rail. But yeah. We're just going to enjoy this roughly minute and 30 ride back from the Stronghold to Trinity Exchange, and then from Trinity Exchange down to Matthew Stump, and then our tour will be over. Also, something interesting about this rail system, the Jack Metro, is of course you'll notice we're going, much faster than the average minecart does. That's because we have our experimental Minecraft data pack on for increasing minecart speeds and for altered minecart physics. So we've increased our minecart max speed to roughly 48 meters per second, which you can see in the top right is our average speed. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It means that we can get from station to station very, very quickly, and I like it a lot. We're now here at Trinity Exchange, of course. Everybody loves Trinity Exchange. And we're off express to Matthew Stump. So yeah. By taking the express route, I did the math a few days ago. We've cut down a roughly 4-minute ride into about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, we've traveled almost eh, almost 3,000 blocks in I think it's roughly quite a distance. We've covered quite a distance in quite a short period of time. So yeah. Thanks for watching, I guess. I don't know, bye.